Y'all, Jovon said women these days are looking for the three sixes: 6 feet, six figures, and 6 inches. Baby, that was never the three sixes. That was never them.
Eyes on me, apply that. Get it, don't be timid when you ain't apply that. Love up on it, give along, need it. I don't want no trip, baby, spray it like it's
My name is Ashley, and this is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related, and I am here to put you on, okay? You guys, welcome back to the channel, and I apologize for the delay in getting this out, but you know it's been the holidays, but we are in a brand new year, and this is my first video of the new year that I'm recording, and I'm so grateful, and I'm so happy to be here, honey. We made it. And here's to many, 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 many more years to come. But we're back to talk 90 Day Fiance, Before the 90 Days, season 8. And this is episode 4. I'm going to go couple by couple and talk about the things that stood out to me, as we always do. We're finally introduced to a mystery couple that we were introduced to again in the heading, but haven't actually met them until episode 4. And that is Jovon, 38, from Alabama, and his wife, Annalyn, 38, from the Philippines. Now, this man opened his good mouth up and said, women these days want too much. He's very much passport bro coded and got way more than he signed up for. But let's start with these three sixes, baby. It was always six figures. Okay, that was part of it, but it was a six pack and over 6 feet tall. I don't know what woman's out here asking for 6 inches. If we're asking, I think we're asking for at least, I mean, I think we're asking for 8. I don't think we're asking for, I think 6 is average. I think 6 is, what most people have. I think if someone's going to ask for something, it should be above, beyond what we could. Anyways, I'm just going to set that right there. But we meet them. We find out that they were married over the FaceTime, over the Zoom, over the Skype during the pandemic, because she wanted to cement this love and thought that maybe by them getting married, he would be able to travel to the Philippines. Well, clearly, Jovon is broke and has a micropene. From the information that he presented that I gleaned, those are the things that stood out and why he went on this search for a Filipino bride. Okay. So they've met all these years ago. I think they've been dating for 6, married for 3. Mind you, they have not met at all because he couldn't, in all these 6 years, come up with the funds to go and see her. He works with the elderly, an admirable profession. I don't know if he's a CNA or home health aide or whatever, but he works for the retirement home, a nice retirement home. And he tells the ladies as he's serving them charcuterie that, I'm excited. I'm going to finally to see my wife. And they're like, oh, well, how long has it been since you've seen her? Well, I actually never have. And our elders don't mince words. We get a couple of stories about their love, and Javon's a nice guy. I hope it works out. What we don't know initially is that Annalyn can't stand Javon's ass. She can't stand him. She's sick of him. She's sick of him, yet he's still planning this trip. He's still going to go. She's calling the sister Ashley to complain. And we find out that Jovon is carrying on with this friend that he's had feelings for in the past. And honestly, probably has feelings for in the future. He says that this person connects with him on a real level because they're both going through relationship issues. Annalyn is not the mail order bride that he ordered. All right. She gives too much lip. And he says she says he always knew that. Annalyn says that Jovon knew I was feisty. I'm not your typical Filipino woman, okay? I'm going to run this mouth. You're going to hear it from me. And she's sick of him. I mean, every time we hear him call, yes, Jovon. What do you want, Jovon? Oh, I'm sick of your ass, Jovon. And he's like, I'm coming. And she's like, are you still talking to that lady? Now, I can try to give you some grace if you stop talking to her and you come out here and everything's good. And he's saying, you were supposed to be amiable. You were supposed to be malleable. You were supposed to be willingly acquiescing to all of my demands. And she's like, I'm not having it. I'm sick of your ass. I done sat over here in the Philippines waiting for you to get it together. You don't have no coin. You probably have small meats. It's what am I doing here? But he's going, y'all. He talks to his sister. The sister says, I like her, but Annalyn is a live wire. Okay. She's gonna give you that business, sir. And it's up to you. You married her. You married her, Buki, and so now you have to deal with it. Is he going to stop talking to his friend? Probably not. I don't believe him, and she doesn't either. Annalyn got good sense, except for waiting all this time for this man. I'm hoping we get more from her. She's very interesting. Jovon is just different to me. I think he went over there anticipating. He said American women want too much, right? We want a lot of things. And so I think he thought that we were anomalies, maybe that women weren't just women universally, but women are women, baby. Women are women. I still don't know, how is it legal? How is the virtual marriage legal? Y'all, somebody drop it in the comments and let me know what happened with that. Now we have Laura 47 from Washington and Birkan 26 from Turkey. And y'all know I feel like he is a part of an organized group. I just get that. And he's obsessed with the darkness. All right. He's obsessed with Nietzsche. And again, she thinks he looks like her dark overlord from one of her romance Wattpad recitations. You know what I mean? That's what it's giving over here. They finally meet face to face. She's excited. He's not so much. He wants to talk about the darkness. And she says she's tired. She's tired of the darkness. It's her first night. She's sleepy. She wants to go lay down. He's going to stay up and watch TV. Mind you, he's unhoused, honey. He's laying from piddle to post with whoever he can. And said that's why she had to get a room when we got here, because I have no place for her to lay her head. She was, of course, nervous about, is this going to work? She's also there in Turkey, not only to see him, but apparently to do some medical tourism, because she has a lot of loose skin. She's lost a ton of weight. Good for you. And now she's over here, but she does talk to the true love of her life, which is Michael. And he's like, it's not giving steam heat, honey. You don't look excited. And she's like, it's interesting that he was able to deduce that. And this man, Birkin, that I'm here with, isn't figured that out. And it's because Birkin doesn't care, baby. He's trying to come to America and have a place to stay, my good sis. I don't know. And I know everybody's saying Michael hasn't expressed, he was given the opportunity, but I mean, she's putting him on the spot with cameras. And maybe it's neither one of them, but at least for me, Michael's stateside. Michael's something you can see, touch, taste, and feel immediately. And he has a vested interest in you. He likes you. I think he's probably afraid of rejection. I think y'all go to therapy and fix it. I don't think you go to Turkey and get this man 20 years your junior. But that's just me. What do I know? But they're kind of boring. It's not really a lot. I do hope she gets the work done that she wants. I know that they say medical tourism is far less expensive as it is in the States, from the dental work to the surgeries to the cosmetic work. And I hope she can get that skin taken care of. But again, I don't see it for them. Next, we have Emma, the broke down Kardashian from California, and Ziad 27 from Morocco. And we know they had a tumultuous initial meeting. He wasn't feeling her, and she really kind of wasn't feeling him, or maybe she was overly feeling him because she wanted the dingling and he told her no. Okay, so now we're waking up the next day, and he's pouring her tea, they're making up, and the go-to for a lot of people in a lot of situations are tears, right? That levels the playing field. So she tells him about her being fired from the job. We heard about the altercation early in the season. And they let her go, and he's comforting her, consoling her. Baby, let me take you to the marketplace, and I'm gonna spend a little bag on you, And she's like, I love that, I love it. She's still hesitant because she says he follows thousands of women, and he's actually talking to one of them, and so she feels like he's cheating. She wants to share all of her past, all of her hopes and dreams and everything. The past, a Muslim man that she was dealing with that played in her face, and he's like, baby, I know you for new. Baby, I don't want to know. If you're playing games, keep it on the low. I don't want to know about your past, baby. I want to know who you are. I know your family. That's good enough. I don't need to know about your past relationships. I don't need to know about your past men. I don't need that. And so he's being much kinder, much softer. Again, she cried. And again, that's the weapon. That's the weapon of her warfare, okay? And he's kind of falling for it. We'll see where this goes. She's really eager to meet his family, and I don't think he's all with that right now. Let me get to fill you out a little bit more. Let me see where your head's at. Let me see all of these things, and we shall see. Now, the people said that Emma is a Black woman. I don't know. I guess I guess I need to see more. Again, they give kind of dry. She's very insecure. And she's dealing with another man from a different culture that she's dealt with before. And I'm really questioning her behaviors in Morocco. I'm really questioning the choices as far as clothing in Morocco. She really wants to respect the culture, respect him, meet his family. I think, there's a way there's a way that we do that. Easing on over here, let's go to Lisa, 51 from Pennsylvania, and Daniel, 39 from Nigeria. Now, word on the street and word on the comments is that as of last week, Lisa and her daughter Faith are presently being evicted. I hope it's not true, or I hope they were at least able to find the funds to secure housing. And I'm sure the friend who was paying all the bills before isn't willing to come up off any more money. She was sending all of her money to this Daniel in Nigeria. And so of course she's traveling. She says, listen, I got my wigs packed. Baby, when them divorce papers from my ex-wife come through, make sure you get them to me because I'm going to lay it all out on the table for Daniel. And I want to have that piece of paper in my hand to present to him, knowing that I'm telling him the truth about everything now, even though I've lied for years, even though I said I had one dalliance with a woman in my past and I've been married to several women. Let Faith tell it. Now Faith says, Mama, make me a promise. Even though the divorce is final, you get the paper. Tell me that you're not going to go over there and marry this man. And she says, baby, no, of course not. I would never do that to you again. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that, Faith. And I think Faith knows. Faith knows that her mama is going to do what her mama's going to do. I think it's really, really sad because Faith has real trauma and hurt around some past decisions that her mom's made that we, of course, aren't fully privy to. But you can definitely tell there's more that lies beneath the surface and that this is what the mama does. She's impulsive and she likes to be married. I think the lady says she's been married 6 times. And so she's preparing. She got her wig. She said the wigs are uncomfortable. They leave her scabs and scars and broken out. And my thing, baby, get some different wigs. Your wig should not be doing that. See, the wigs shouldn't be hurting you, my love. They should not be hurting you, my dear. I fear you need to get some different wigs. So, but she says he loves them, my man, my man, my man. He loves them. So I'm going to wear them every chance that I get. Yeah, and that's just going to be that on that. I'm going to put him in a suitcase. I'm going to sleep in him because that's what Daniel loves. And I want to give Daniel everything I can. Let's go to Nigeria. And TLC, you must do time. You must do time because don't do that. Don't present it in the way that you presented it. I didn't understand that. Like we know Lagos. We know Nigeria is very metropolitan and you didn't took us over there, but maybe that's how Daniel lives. I don't know. I'm just saying Anyway, so he's over there and he's preparing, he says he's an Igbo man, he's Christian, yet he's going to talk to the people. Okay. Because he made a promise to his mama on her mama's deathbed. She was saved, I assume, by a white person and said, listen, you must marry a white woman, son. And he says he made that his lifelong vow that he was going to marry a white woman. Okay, so he found his white woman. He says Lisa's built up nice. She got that long, pretty hair. He loves all of those things. All right, but he needs to consult the stones to figure out if she's the right white woman, if this is the right choice. And the man goes, this is going to be very advantageous for you, buddy. This is going to be great for you. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and go down there with her. And so he's preparing and he's ready. I don't know what he's preparing because he says that she's been paying his way. He says that he's a hardworking man, but don't have nothing to show for it. So I'm really curious about the hard work and how all that plays into it. I mean, just going into any situation full of lies can never fare well, in my opinion. And I also want to know what else he's doing. Has he been holding all of this back just for Lisa, waiting for 51-year-old Lisa? Daniel's 39-year-old man. What else has been going on, Daniel? What else has been going on, Daniel? Questions that need answers. Honestly, I don't know what to expect with this. I know he's gonna bang her back out. He will do that. I mean, that's just, pay to play at this point. But what else after that? And is she gonna be ready for something like that? She says she haven't been with a man in years. Right? So anyway, we'll see. Easing on down the road. Now, somebody in the comments said that Forrest didn't like certain people of certain ethnic groups. And I didn't find any proof of that. I need you, if you said that in the comments, give me a link to an article because I Googled high and low. I was over there at Starcasm. I looked everywhere to try to see where that was coming from or drop a link to a video of somebody explaining because I couldn't find no proof of it. And I want to say Forrest is probably the most emotionally intelligent man that we have on this season, period, that we've met thus far. But we have Forrest 32. Sheena 40 from the Philippines. We know that they're there. This was their first night together, honey, and they didn't go all the way. right? I think Sheena wanted more privacy, and he says, "Listen, I want to get to know her more in person before we embark on the hoochie coochie dance," right? And so they're talking, but we still have a lot of stuff unsaid. Of course, Molly the mama overstepping her boundaries, but here's the thing. I think when you grow, when you're raising a son or a child of any kind who has some different needs, right? Who is differently abled and all of that, you kind of make it your priority to protect them in any way that you can. We know Forrest was hurt or used before. And so I think mom is taking an extra special, latch on to make sure that he's good, but I fear that it's pushing him further apart. Right. I think it's pushing Forrest further away from her. So they get up in the morning. I heard y'all last night. So apparently they had some fun. They just didn't go all the way. And mama's like, well, there's other things you can do. I respect y'all not going all the way, but you ever heard of oral? Daddy says, listen, you're not good at it initially. Some things you got to work at. You got to work at to get good at. And so he's like, yeah, this is really inappropriate. Sheena's mortified. Let's not have these conversations. Let's not talk about this stuff at present. Right. And so we go on further, and now it's like, let's change the subject, Sheena, because let's get to the bottom and the reason why you've been acting the way that you've been acting and why you've been lying, right? So Molly wants to know, Sheena, it's not an issue that you've been giving your parents money. That's not the problem. That's not the issue. The issue is you've been lying to us about it, who are supposed to be your new family. So what does that mean ultimately for you guys? Are you just a liar, or what's happening with all of that? And basically Sheena is kind of deflecting, I had to do it, it's custom here, it's my parents, but never gets to the reason of why she lied. And Forrest is getting increasingly uncomfortable, and at one point tells mom, listen, yeah, I do understand her right now, she can't find a word, she's floundering. And I have a hard time defending Sheena to you sometimes. I have a hard time talking to you at times. And immediately Molly's like, oh Lord, she done got my baby. She done manipulated my baby. This is manipulation. It's all of that. This is going to be a very tense, I fear, rest of this trip. Because Sheena is going to have Forrest wrapped around the finger, and when the cookie gets released, I fear she's really going to have him on lockdown, and Molly's going to have quite a task ahead of her to get through to him, at least for him to see rationally or clearly. I get it from both sides. Mama, you do need to back up. But on the other side of that, Sheena, what's your real game? What's the real play? Are you really not understanding what she's saying? Are you not comprehending it in a way that you're able to respond? Or are you using your tears as a form of manipulation and deflection? I'm just seeing, I can see it from both sides. I can see Forrest like, this is the woman I love. This is an uncomfortable situation. But I can also see Mama like, you're not going to, if you lied about this, what else are you lying about, sister? And I second that emotion, y'all. But in a nutshell, that was the episode. That was episode 4. I'll be back next week to talk about episode 5. We're going to get into the thick of all of the things. But thank y'all so much for being here. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Like, it took you that long? Y'all know it's fun over here. It's where it's at. Okay, so hit the button. Be sure to like, comment, hype it up if you get that option. Hype me up, all of those things. And yeah, thank y'all so much for being here. Happy New Year to you. And I will see y'all in the next video.